Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. Young lady Porsha Williams' separation from her ex, Simon Gubia, continues to get nastier and nastier each and every day. The separation news was stunning in light of the fact that one second they were all affectionate, and the next thing we realized, Simon was uncovered for being an unlawful worker who misled his direction into the U.S. Porsha quickly sought legal separation after that. However, things required a much more chaotic turn 2 or 3 days prior when Simon guaranteed that Porsche supposedly engaged in extramarital relations with rappers for the future during their marriage. Porsche applauded back and taunted him for having an ed kid. We want to discuss this show in light of the fact that these two are wild. Alright, so on the off chance that you've been following this separation show, you likely definitely know that this isn't whenever that these two first have been going after one another. They're both unimportant AF. So I surmise we ought not be so amazed. In addition to fans don't precisely feel frustrated about Porsha, since she got with Simon while he was still supposedly hitched to his ex Fallon, who was somewhat companions with Porsha anyway, who it doesn't appear as though the show is finished at this point, since Simon just answered to the separation thing, and assuming you imagine that it will be Sand show, well, you obviously don't realize him alright in this thing. Simon requested that she concede or reject that their prenup was uncalled for, and preposterous. Furthermore, he requested that she concede or reject that she wedded the respondent for his cash. Now we do. And have a clue about the specific subtleties of the prenup. However, the way that Simon is attempting to get it tossed out sort of makes me keep thinking about whether Porsche stands to help a ton from it. This isn't whenever we've first seen a celeb utilize this line of safeguard. Corey Hardrick likewise involved it in his separation from Tiari, and he figured out how to get the prenup tossed out, so it will be fascinating to perceive how this plays out. Likewise, whenever Simon first blamed Porsha for marrying him for his cash, he has been calling her out for being a gold digger since the second she petitioned for legal separation. So that part is the same old thing. He likewise made a few different cases about how Porsha never cherished him, how she undermined him in the marriage, how she walloped him with the separation, and other stuff, as per reports and different inquiries, including posing to her to concede or deny she recorded for separation without letting him know whether she undermined him during the marriage and whether she got physically involved with someone else during their association. He requested that Porsha concede or reject that she was never enamored with him. Simon likewise requested that Porsha answer how you might interpret the justifications for why your significant other paid you a $5,000 month-to-month stipend during the marriage. So it appears as though a significant piece of his being so pungent is that he burned through a huge load of cash on her during the marriage while she unloaded him by the day's end without reconsidering. Now, you all need to recall that since Simon is making these cases, it doesn't imply that they are 100% genuine. I am additionally not saying that he's lying. I'm trying to say that we really want to keep a receptive outlook in cases like this. Simon proceeded to imply that she had tricked in the marriage and named several men he associated her with having improper associations with as per the court reports. Simon requested that she make sense of the idea of her relationship with a man named Kelvin, her ex Dennis McKenney, and another man named Jonathan, his solicitation. Likewise, Axe makes sense of the idea of your relationship with Natus Evil Spirit, Cash expertly known as Future Young Lady, when I tell you all that I was bushwhacked about this allegation of Porsche and Future. It's arbitrary AF on the grounds that they don't run in similar circles or share common companions, practically speaking. They even have no photos together, so it's wild to envision that they might have supposedly taken part in an extramarital entanglements directly in front of us, and we didn't realize something was continuing. Either Simon is making things up, or this undertaking is the trick of the trade in Hollywood. Many individuals don't completely accept that this story that Simon is attempting to spread, and this individual tweeted, I couldn't say whether I accept Porsche and Future Simon, is simply muddled and armed, and I feel like we would have caught wind of that at this point. Future is known for being something of a 304, and he's known for slanging that thing all in and out of town with different ladies. So the prospect of him engaging in extramarital relations with a wedded lady isn't exactly surprising, yet what's stunning is the considered him and Porsha purportedly getting their oddity on anyway. A few sources near Porsha have denied the illicit relationship and blamed Simon for attempting to run it. Slanderous attack saying Porsche does not know Future. Now, assuming there's one thing that we know about Porsha is that she doesn't accept slight without a fight, and she quickly applauded back at Simon for having an ed. For the people who don't understand what an ed is, it essentially alludes to when a man can't get it up in the room, assuming that you get my meaning. Anyhow, Porsche composed ed. She proceeded to share a screen capture about Ed that said, "How does a man feel when he is Ed? It is normal for men with Ed to feel outrage, dissatisfaction, bitterness, or need certainty. Anyway, the condition can be dealt with, and nervousness and stress are normal close-to-home reactions." Yet, one subjective investigation discovered that the most common business response was a feeling of castration. Men's well-being and mindfulness. She was fundamentally saying that the reason Simon was acting so pungent was on the grounds that he was managing the results of his education, and that is some dreadful business. She then, at that point, composed things you can do to assist with erectile brokenness. 1. Gets fitter assuming you're overweight. 2. Quit smoking. 3. Eat a solid eating regimen. 4. Work out every day. And 5. Attempt to lessen pressure and anxiety. Simon C. LA said that on the off chance that I didn't permit witches in my day-to-day existence, my heavenly messenger wouldn't need to really buckle down charm. These two are surprisingly chaotic. The story changed from inevitable removal and escaping the country to Dubai, to breaking and selling extravagance vehicles, hanging tight for a straightaway story. The following account has shown up Ed's spouse for the roads. He then, at that point, said that this railroad multi-day simply doesn't get it. There are ramifications for offering fiery and slanderous expressions. Get your coins together. You will require each dime to safeguard what's coming. A lady that has a background marked by coming for the masculinity of each and every accelerating normal, worn-out story, and deceives tragically. You met the right one. Railroad 265 days, 453 days. So does this imply that he was wanting to sue her for criticism or defamation sincerely with these two who can perceive it? I wouldn't be amazed in the event that he chooses to add this to the separation thing. Like I said, he isn't going down easily, and on the off chance that he can track down motivation to make things considerably more chaotic, you'll best trust that he will do precisely that. In another post, he said, "Ed has never felt this great. Let me take my Ed self all over the planet as a solitary man without any ducks in tow." Porsha's child daddy, Dennis McKinley, then entered the discussion taunting music. Simon, this appeared to get under Simon's skin since he then, at that point, made a post where he condemned being cold-hearted toward individuals living with Ed, saying, "I tracked down the attack and absence of sympathy locally for individuals with Ed as very low vibrating and tacky. Assuming I experienced the ill effects of Ed, I would trust that my companion's family and local area wouldn't involve my condition as a wellspring of diversion." Somebody tracked down the practicality of involving the condition for their own egotistical motivations to remove consideration from their own lead, which in time will play out like all the other things in life for those enduring with this condition. I relate to you. Your condition ought not be a wellspring of diversion or denunciation, youngster. These people are muddled AF, and fans remarked that Simon was making a post to make erectile brokenness sound like a hazardous infection. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.